Record this. Okay, so we're about to illustrate how to create a signature document. So first you come to admin options, manage communication type, and the next first thing you do is name the form that you're creating, and you click the signature docs checkbox, which will check 3 boxes. Click save and manage. And that will take you to where we can open up, and we're going to get 2 windows here. The top window is the email that's going to go out. The bottom window is the document. Let's work on the document first. All we're going to do now is just take and paste our document into this document. I think just given the aging of the population, I suggest that you make everything 12-point font. So let's make it a little larger so nobody has any trouble reading it. Now, any place where you have a box, a line where you want the patient to type, you use something that's called replacement parameters. And so from there, we get those out of here. And what we have is we have several of these, so these text boxes here, text 1, text 2, text 3, any of these is fine. We're just going to grab text 1, and that puts it into the document. Now, when it really renders, it's going to actually be a box, okay? But it just shows up over here as # text 1 #. So that patient consents to engaging blah, 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 expected benefits, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of cleaning up the document, getting rid of some of these extra spaces, possible risks, extra spaces, the right to withhold my consent to telemedicine. Okay. You can obviously go back and edit this at any time. Now, one thing I recommend in every one of these documents, and let me grab it out of one of mine, I recommend you have them consent to the use of electronic signatures. That's something that if you look at the legislation that's out there, all of the big guys that do this kind of stuff have this thing, so we want to have this. So let me find one of mine and just grab that little signature. So this one here is fine, Platinum Program. And while I'm in this thing, I think this is a real one, even though I'm on the demo site. I think this one is one that I copied from a real site. Let me see. Yeah. So what you want to do is, on one hand, you want to, and then this is the box where we grab these are all the particulars of what they've agreed to, okay? And I'll show you how to, you don't have to put it in a box like I do, that's just the way I did it, but this is what I'm talking about here. I would get all this language here. The price does not include foods, hormones, etc. Well, actually, in your case, it does. Note due to rounding, there may be a slight difference from the displayed amounts because of rounding if you did something that wasn't even dollars. So, and then by signing below, you're consenting to use of an electronic signature. That's the main thing you want to get. So let's bring this over, and we will copy this in there and then fix the one part that's not true. So it does not include. Yours doesn't include lab? Does it include lab tests?
Yes.
It does. Okay. So let's just take this line out then. There's really nothing it doesn't include. We'll just leave the statement in about rounding. Second installment override applies, blah, blah, blah. Electronic signature concern. Okay. Now, for the signature itself and the date, we don't need this line. What we do is we do patient's full name. And what we can do then is, once again, we can grab the replacement parameters, and we can grab their first name, space, replacement parameters, grab their last name. Okay, so that will replace automatically in the document with their first name and their last name. And then we want their signature, so we don't need this thing. For that, we need to grab their actual signature from the replacement parameters group. We will grab the one for signature. see, where patient signature. So we grab that one. I like to make that one a little bigger just because it's important. So make that one a little bigger. Now, just in case, now I don't think on this one you had us, we need date. So we'll grab the date, which will fill in automatically as well, date. Now, if you have a document that you want to countersign, you can also add a sender signature, which will route it back to you for signature. When I say you, your team, sender signature. If you add it, if you don't add it, it's no problem. If you do add it, it knows to just by having it there, it knows that after the patient has signed it, it'll show up in a queue for someone on the admin side to sign it, and then it'll send the patient a signed copy automatically once it's been countersigned. If you don't want to have to sign it, then you just leave that out. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it. So there's your document. Okay. Now what I'm going to do.
Question at the very top. Why would we not put where it says text one? Why would we not put patients?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You know what? I got to just following what you. I'm sorry. I just got to following what you were doing and without thinking. But you're absolutely right. This should just be replacement parameters. There's no reason to make them type their name. But I was really doing that to show you. Like sometimes some people want them to say, for example, to initial something and really in particular. So I was really trying to show you how to use those text boxes. So I got carried away. But that's a good point. But like, let's say, for example, you wanted them to acknowledge the possible risk, okay? Specifically, sometimes people want to do that. The attorneys suggest it. So you can say, patient must initial here, and then now we can grab the replacement parameters, then we can stick in one of those text boxes, and that would present a box that they wouldn't let them sign the form unless they had initialed it there. Okay, so that's an example. But if you've got some input that you want to get from them into the document, you use these text boxes. Otherwise, if it's just stuff you want to fill in, you fill it in. Now, let's do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my document, the rest of my document below this, and you can go back and merge it later and figure out what you want and don't want. Okay.
Okay.
What's duplicate, what's not. I'm just going to go ahead and paste it in here. So let me grab it from this side. Okay. So now after your document, oh shoot, what did I do? I just blew this thing up. I did something wrong. Oh, wait a minute. No, I didn't. I'm getting mixed up. I pasted that at the bottom of mine. I meant to be on the bottom of yours. All right. All right. Let's try this again. Okay. So now so here's your document. It's all up there. And then here's our document. Now, the one part you do want out of our document is going to be this payment part down here. So let me get that and move it up. A lot of things, if it's got formatting, it doesn't work real well if you just try to copy like the box. So I go back here and just copy it from here. So let me grab this here. Where's the very top of this? Patient elected payment plan described below. Payment plan, here we go. Payment plan, payment plan, payment plan. Okay. And let's go earlier in the document to the end of yours. Okay, let's see. See, where's the end of yours? Okay, electronically signing below. All right, plan components are described below. Let's see, the patient agrees to the terms of the program description below the following limitations. 12-month monthly platinum program. Let's see, this is where it starts. Okay, here we go. Back to wellness centers. Okay, so the end of it. Okay, so I think, let's see, oh no, patient signature and date. Here we go. Here's the end of it. So here's the end of your document as it exists. And right here, we're going to add in that payment stuff. And that should do it. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So there's the electronic signature consent. And this right here then will automatically, from the transaction, grab the price, the number of installments, the frequency, the last four of the card number. All of that will autofill based on that table. Okay.
Okay.
So all you really need to do now is just look down through the rest of this document and see which aspects you want to borrow. The main part that you want to make sure you get is this section right here. This is the section that's going to keep you out of trouble. I'm going to just highlight this for the moment. So we highlight this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I changed the color. I meant to highlight it. This one over here. So it's the reverse of the order they're in Word. All right, so here's what it says. The entire program fee is due up front. Fees are considered earned upon commencement of the program with the stipulation that, you know, in your practice, FlexedMed agrees to deliver the services for the entire program period. In the event the patient elects installment payments and services are discontinued for any reason prior to the last payment, the following formula is used to determine. So again, your formula, this may not work for your formula, but I'm just putting it in, leaving it in here for you to decide how you want to word it.
Sure. Okay.
But that's what you want. And then patient agrees to additional fee of $25 for each declined automatic charge. So you want to do that. And then this is the statement here that kind of keeps you out of trouble with a patient that tries to abuse your service. The program fee is designed to cover 100%. In the event, however, the number of appointments and interventions increase due to an unforeseen change in the patient's health conditions or new objectives, then you reserve the right to notify to the patient to upgrade to a higher program mid-cycle. So that way it just kind of gets, you know, when you're doing these fixed membership programs, you're going to have some patients that start trying to use too much service and get too much, and they want more appointments and all of that. And so a clause like that gives you the ability to basically say no without them being able to then say, well, then I want my money back. Okay, so, you know, those are the main clauses that you want. You know, this is probably pretty much already covered. This just tells them what they get. In the particular example that I'm using, they don't get the same thing in yours. This tells them exactly what, you know, it continues to address, blah, blah, blah. So just go through there, figure out what parts of that you want and what parts you don't. Parts you don't want, throw it away. Parts you do want, go ahead and merge it up into your document. And you should be good to go. Once you're done, I always suggest any new signature document, test it out on yourself first. Take one of the test records that's there, change it to your email, send it to yourself. Make sure you like the way it looks as a patient. So let me show you what I mean by doing that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, so this up here, then you would say is FlexedMed important, something like this, consent form. Please review and sign the document by clicking the link below.
Now let me ask you something. Is it more compliant if we have, when we do the on-site visit, to have them re-sign it at that point?
You can. When you decide to do this is up to you. I'm just helping you to create the form. As far as when in your process you elect to send it to them, that's up to you. It's not going to automatically go anywhere. You don't want it in your initial enrollment process. That's not compliant at all. Right. So the idea is that from a legal perspective, the patient needs to have had an opportunity to ask questions. So all we're doing is, so basically, you know, you could have somebody send it on the day they're going to have their visit. You could have them say, please review, and you could say something like this, you know, today you're scheduled to have your in-home office examination. Please review this document ahead and ask any questions you have at that meeting, something like that. See what I'm saying? At that appointment. Okay. Yeah, so just change this to however it's going to work for your flow. That's why we allow you to change all the text. You got to make it work for your flow. So I would say, you know, if you're going to send it out on the day that they're going to have their visit, I would put something in there about, when you have your visits today, please use that opportunity to ask any questions you have about the consent form. Then I always say something to the effect of, we cannot send prescriptions until this consent form has been signed. Okay?
Yeah.
And then you don't need to do anything. Please click here to electronically sign. That'll work automatically. We just click save. Now, what I'm saying about testing it is, so take one of these patients, see, this one, Andre, yeah, that'll come to me. So I'm going to go ahead and send this to myself. Now, it's not, because I didn't buy a membership program, it's not gonna fill that in automatically, but so it won't be able to fill in those dollars and everything. But the eSignature documents, patient consent form, we click send. All right, and the hell is that? Where's the rest of my document? This is strange. Did I not save that document after I did all that work? Did I forget to save? I could have sworn I saved it. There's consent form and patient consent form. I thought the one I just created was just called consent form, I thought. Okay, no, it's all there. So that's the one I just did. Why didn't that one show up? Okay, let's go back and do this again. George. Patient communications. Oh, yeah, they're both here. I picked this one over here, patient. So that's the other one that that's the dummy one. This is the real one over here. That's all that happened. Okay. All right. Get ready to say. Okay, so there's my document. There's my email. So it all, at this point, it looks pretty good. So I just go ahead and click send, and that'll send it out to the patient. And what I'm saying is, before you, any document, any signature document, before you use it for real with a patient, send it to yourself. It'll just save you some aggravation. Okay, let's see if we got that by email. Don't know what's going on. Don't see it down here. Oh, not yet. All right, but anyway, you get the point. But send it to yourself. Make sure it's going to look right before you, before you assume that it's good. Then you can go ahead and start sending it out to patients. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what you'll want to do. But like I said, go in there and finish cleaning that up. I will, finish cleaning that one up. And then, so basically what you got to do is, let's go back here to this to kind of recap the end here. So I'm going to take care of this Medicare private. The Medicare private contract is going to take care of itself. I don't know where you want these things here to go. You could stick them into your cancellation policy as well. Into your agreement policy as well. That's probably where I would put it. But you also need, like this right here, the refund policy. Well, I'll tell you. Okay, you know where this goes? This needs to be attached to the first thing that they buy. So what you need to do with this is, we need to take this and make it a separate document and call it,
This just needs to be,
Yeah, this needs to be on the
check
thing that
mark
they're
that we
agreeing
run
to on the
before we hit
website.
submit. Yeah,
Yeah, FlexedMed, we'll call this here initial visit.
or is this FlexedMed, purchasing policy? Maybe.
Okay, FlexedMed, that's fine. FlexedMed purchasing policy. All right, make this a little bigger. And what we'll do is I'm going to print this and make it a PDF just in one page. Okay, FlexedMed purchasing policy. And now what we do is we go back here, and you'd want this on any of those membership things that they're going to be signing up for online. So you go in here, manage items for sale, low-T membership. Choose file. Here we go, and save. So now when they buy that, they're going to be forced to click I agree to that. So you want to do that for anything that they're going to be signing up for online, okay? And then, so basically, so we've taken care of the first one. Let's see, we've taken care of the first one. The informed consent, we've done that. You got to finish it up, okay?
Yep.
The notice of privacy practices, I've got to take a PDF of this one and put that on the website. So I'll take on the on our enrollment site. That's still part of it. Yep. Let's see. All of this is still a part of that thing. So let me just get rid of some of. Try to make the one of this. Get rid of this extra line. Just so I don't forget. There we go. And then from there, the last thing is the Medicare, which we're not going to use. Oh no, yeah. No, this is the this is the thing that we've already handled. Well, partly. You got to finish it, and then see. I don't know where you want this stuff here to go.
Some of that just needs to go. Probably what I'll do is I'll merge that with the when they sign at the initial visit.
Yeah, I think that should be right. That should be, you need to merge that, the insurance and HRT. That should be with that first group of stuff that I just created the document for. That's definitely where that should go.
Right. And you said can you share with me the Medicare piece that you were talking about?
Yeah, the Medicare private contract is just built into the system.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just built into the system. So let me see. Let me do it. I think I can do it from here. If you log into your, let's see. So I guess I don't know my login for that. Oh, here we go. Here's one that's already logged into. Let's see, online forms. Well, it was already logged into. I think that's right. Nope. Oh, AETH. Okay, let's do this here. Oh, 113. Keep thinking I know the password to one of these. Okay, so from here, you just once you log into the patient portal, The Medicare private contract is here. You click here to download.
So these three documents are already.
So this is the only one. So this document here is so this is the full requirement of a Medicare private contract. It tells about the law. Private contract is between a Medicare beneficiary. It tells obligations of the physician, obligations of the patient, physician status, how long the agreement lasts, which is 2 years, and then basically a place for them to sign. So that's what's required for a Medicare private contract. So this is automatically available basically in the portal, basically under for any patient when you want to send it to them. You can send it to them from here. So if I go here, I go send Medicare contract, and that will just send them the Medicare private contract for their signature.
Is there a way to make this automated where it does it automatically?
Yeah, there is. The 2 of our health history forms already have it. The one you selected yet does not. I should be able to have that added onto that one somewhere in the next 2 to 3 days. So what it'll do is it will ask them if they're Medicare on the health history form. If they say yes, then it'll present this form automatically.
Okay.
But that's not there on that form. We have 4 versions of the health history form. It's present on 2. It's not right now on the one that, because we only had a couple clients that were men's type clinics using that one, and they didn't care about Medicare, so it wasn't on that form. But we can append it to that form. It's not a big deal. It's just not instant. But I'll get it appended onto that form as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's about all I'm going to have time for today. I think you've got some homework. I've got a little homework. You get that formulary build as your main homework. That will let us pretty much populate everything else, finish getting those forms populated the way you want them, and things should be pretty well close to go.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, James. Take care now.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.